Hello there, and welcome to a new episode of the Far Escape campaign in Graviteam Tactics Mius-Front. This time we will be fighting this nice battle down here in the south, but let me first recap the previous battle for you. So in the last two episodes we have been fighting another battle up here in the north, where the Soviets once again attacked westwards in an attempt to reach the river Sula. I managed to defeat the attack, and then my men counterattacked towards the village of Tyupchin here, actually getting into the village and, well, at least in my opinion, capturing it. However, when the battle ended, this was the result. The village remains in the enemy's possession, and I still don't quite understand why that happened. Is it because my men were too few and too exhausted to hold on to it? That's basically what I'm going with right now. I actually lost some ground. This area here belonged to me, and now it's in the enemy's possession, which is unfortunate. The enemy has another attack planned here in the north, and I'm not sure if they will maybe cancel that attack. But if they decide to go through with it, I will be in a very bad situation. My men up here in the north are, after the heavy fighting, exhausted, decimated and almost out of ammunition. So fighting another battle here will be very difficult, but I can't imagine that the Soviets are much better off. They too have to be really hurt after that fighting. But we'll see. The Soviets had another attack planned in the center of the battlefield, basically from this area towards the northwest. They cancelled that attack, maybe because this area changed into their possession. Maybe this attack was intended to capture that area, and now that it's already in their possession, they are not going through with it any longer. However, down in the south, they are attacking. They are trying to, well, to flank my defenses basically. We won't allow that, of course. But it won't be easy. We have at least 3 so far unknown, but definitely fresh Soviet units against us. To defend that, we have one company of the 41st Motorized Infantry Regiment. We have another company of the SS Regiment der Führer. And we have 4 10.5 centimeter light field howitzers of the SS Artillery Regiment. We also have this commander here, this battalion commander, who with him has 2 8.8 centimeter guns. If the enemy is bringing tanks, these will be crucial. But let's see. Let's go on the battlefield and see what happens. I will, of course, attempt not only to defeat the enemy push here, but maybe to be a bit cheeky, advance a little bit towards the east and get this area under my control. That would be lovely if I could manage that. It will be exceedingly difficult though, so no promises. Let's see what happens. Here we have today's battlefield, and I have already positioned my units in a way that I want them to be positioned, but there is one very big problem that we are going to address in just a moment. Before that, I want to show you something. Look at these beauties. 8.8 centimeter anti-aircraft guns, repurposed as heavy anti-tank guns. They are basically my trump card if enemy tanks should appear in this battle and if they should break through my units on the front line. These 2 guns that I have, they are insurance. They are very big and very heavy guns, and I will not be able to move them once the battle starts. They will remain in these positions, for better or worse. But I don't want them to be directly engaged on the front line, I want them as insurance. Each gun should have armor-piercing ammunition. Let's have a quick look. Okay, so each gun has 30 armor-piercing rounds. That's good. And 50 high-explosive rounds. Let's hope we don't need those. But the 2 guns are here. One is there and the other one is over here. And in the case that enemy tanks should start to roll through, they can start engaging them and hopefully take them out. The enemy really shouldn't have a tank that can withstand the punishment dished out by these guns at this range. If they hit, that is. Now, let me show you something else. I have on the field a battery of 10.5 centimeter light field howitzers. Yes, this monstrosity here is a light field howitzer. Well, I guess it's a light gun by artillery standards, isn't it? I have 4 of these guns present on the battlefield, organized as a battery here, and they will hopefully be able to inflict direct fire on the enemy wherever it is needed on the battlefield. They can reach every single point of the battlefield. That's good. If enemy tanks should break through on the southern side here, they will hopefully be able to engage those tanks directly over open sights. They do have armor-piercing ammunition, yes they do, 10 rounds each. They also have plenty of high-explosive rounds, some smoke rounds, and some incendiary rounds on top of that. I've positioned them behind the fortified trench here that we have seen in the first battle of this campaign. The trench is not manned because I don't have the men to man it. It is a nice fallback position though, if that should be required. Then I can simply fall back man to this position. The units of the 41st Motorized Infantry Regiment are positioned in these 2 tree lines in an L shape. I'm hoping, and maybe that hope is futile, but I'm hoping that the enemy will advance from over there across these fields where these guys can effectively engage them. Will that happen? Probably not, but we'll see. The enemy could also advance through the tree line or behind the tree line. If that happens, then I hope that the howitzers will be able to decimate them. I really hope so. Otherwise we are in big trouble over here. I just hope that that works. But that isn't my big problem. My big problem is over here. The SS unit. The SS unit is on the battlefield in an arrived state. What does that mean? That means that I cannot position these guys before the battle. Not at all. Basically, this unit was marching across the battlefield and got caught out by the enemy attack. And so they are not in any kind of prepared position or formation. They are really, yeah, you could say ambushed. That's basically what's happening to them. And some of them are in an extremely precarious position. Some are really far forward, and well, these 2 guys here, I think we can say goodbye to these 2 guys. I doubt that they are surviving this. They are basically next to enemy infantry. They are not getting out of here alive. I don't think so. I'll try though. I will try to pull these guys back. I'll give them orders to retreat behind this ridge line here. And maybe from this ridge line they can fight the enemy that is appearing in that area over there. Now, according to our estimations, according to the, let's call it battle briefing, the enemy is expected to attack from the south here. That is where the enemy's main attack is expected to happen. Past the hospital building here and towards my man. We'll see if we can manage to defeat this attempt. We'll see. I do have 2 artillery batteries off-map on standby. 2 more batteries of 10.5 centimeter light field howitzers. I've given those zero-in fire missions, so they will zero in on these areas and prepare fire missions for those. I could actually go ahead. Can this observer maybe... Might be beneficial to have a zero-in point somewhere back here, so that I can have an easier time getting artillery onto this area if required. Just in case that the enemy tries to advance through this gully. Let's do that. Anything else, we'll just have to see how it plays out. Right, there we go. Battlefield itself. Plenty of open ground. The bunker position over here is one distinctive feature. We have a small creek or gully that runs through the area. Basically all the way to over there. The enemies could use it to maneuver, so I will have to keep an eye on that periodically. Here we have a small assortment of buildings with one sturdy hospital building here, a few farmsteads, sheds, etc. And then another farmstead over here. CFM, is that a combinat farmstead, so a kolkhoz? Not quite sure what CFM means in this context. But it is here, and well, we'll see how the battle goes. For now, let me advance to the order phase. Let's do that. I should have a quick check of my units, see that everyone is indeed in a nice trench position. Here we have a nice machine gun pit. They are covering this tree line up ahead. Nice, this is looking good so far. You guys, okay, this is a machine gun. That's okay. I was about to say you are a bit exposed, but that's natural for these machine guns. That's fine. Yeah, everybody seems to be in a sensible position actually. Nice trench positions. Over here we have some artillery spotters. They have dug trenches as well. This is good. And all the way back here we have the howitzers that are also dug in. Yeah. A full battery dug in. That's nice. And just behind the fortified trench. Very nice indeed. Good. Actually, now that I think about it, no, we haven't seen that trench before. This is a new trench. We have seen this trench network in one of the previous battles. This big one. Because I was just thinking, where are the trenches that I have dug behind the trench? You can see them here. Okay, so we are a bit further south. What has happened here? This is weird. This 88? In position. Everything's fine. This one? Out of position. What? Why? That's weird. Well, it's a bit exposed. But let's hope that that is fine. Should be fine. We should still be fine. Okay, I need to give out some orders here to these units to retreat. So let me do that and then we'll start the battle. I have given the orders. It is time to start. So basically, the SS company is ordered to run. Run as fast as you can, because the enemies are not far away. Right. That's not good. One platoon of the company will set up on the ridgeline here to cover the retreat of the others. Also, the machine gun section will do the same. They are going to set up the machine guns up on the ridge and try to provide some suppressive fire if at all possible. But despite my best efforts, this might simply come down to these guys dying. Oh. That's a BT-2? I think this is armed with 2 machine guns, so not a tank with a cannon, fortunately. Still, for these guys here, pretty much a death sentence, and it's not the only one. There's another one back there, and that one looks like it might have a gun. I did not expect tanks to come from that direction over there. So that's extremely unfortunate. Ah, shoot. I also didn't expect enemy artillery to hit this position, but thankfully they are not hitting the guns behind it. At least for now. Looks like my machine guns are doing something that might be a bit suicidal. No, it's not the machine guns, it's... Oh, I have anti-tank rifles with me. Who do you belong to? Yes, I do have an anti-tank rifle squad. And they might have just killed this thing. What? Are you for real? Did you just take out that tank? I think they did. Let's have a look. Hatch is open. Yes, this vehicle is abandoned. I don't see where they hit it, but they probably killed somebody inside, and the other guy decided to abandon the vehicle. And there is hope. There is indeed hope. That was before I saw all the other tanks. Oh my god, what's that? Those are BT-5. That's a KV. The tanks are here. Also armored cars. That's interesting. Another one that seems to be abandoned. I didn't see my anti-tank rifles shoot at that. But the anti-tank rifles can deal with armored cars. Okay, I have tanks breaking into the clearing here. That is bad. So, wait a moment. I need a moment here to collect myself, because there's too much that I need to keep in mind right now. Oh my god! Okay. That's a whole bunch of Russians. Soviets, I should say. And there is also another bunch coming across the field here. Okay. Oh my god. I need to get the guns and the machine guns and everything. I need to get them in play. I need to get them going. These guys are in the open. Oh, how I would love to have some kind of tank or assault gun right now. Well, first of all, it looks to me like we might have to retreat the SS company completely. They can't do anything against proper tanks. I could try to have them hunker down behind this ridgeline and to just try to hold with support if necessary from the big gun. The big gun, I think, should be able to see them. No, there's another ridge. Okay, I need to get the SS soldiers behind this second ridge, actually. This one. This one right here. I need to get them behind that. That's where they need to fall back to. That's where they will have to have a chance to hold against the enemy tank assault. So let us start with that. These guys. I need you. Yeah, I'll do a defensive line basically. I need you guys here. You guys, I want you in a defensive line here. Your command is basically somewhere in between. And your machine gun section I will pull back even further, like here. Get going. Over here I now need to allow my men to open fire. As long as these guys are still in the open. Light them up. That's gonna ruin their day here. The machine gun, yeah, the machine gun is chatting away. And the guns too. That will be loud. Maybe I should have kept the guns silent for now. Not sure. Oh, the very, very brave anti-tank rifle is trying to engage. I would prefer if you ran away though, ideally. You do have a movement order, don't you? You do. So maybe pack that thing and run. You have done more than I expected of you, to be honest. And they are effectively engaging one of these armored cars. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, they're hitting it. And those rounds, an armored car can be penetrated by them. If the armored car shoots back though, it will be very bad for these guys. Let me focus on what's happening here, because we actually do have tanks breaking into the clearing. I'm holding fire on these guys here, because there is not much that they can... Actually, wait a moment. That is just a BT, and I think these are anti-tank rifles. Yes, you are free to fire. Please light this thing up. Be so kind. One guy's shooting with his pistol. Now that's not gonna do much. But the guy with the anti-tank rifle is taking a good look at the vehicle and will hopefully soon shoot it. Yes, please. Pretty please. No? Please shoot it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Kill it. Nice shots into the rear armor. Shoot a bit more. Well, looks like at this distance the shots are bouncing. Looks like I might need to get the howitzers involved against this thing. Howitzer battery. Target the vehicle. Kill it. Did I just hear thunder? Or is that just the echo of the guns? I think it's the guns. Jesus Christ, this thing just keeps rolling through. Unfortunately, these guns are not very precise when they have to engage vehicles directly. That is extremely unfortunate. That's a lot of tanks. That is not good. That is not good. Let's take a look at that. By the way, do we have enemies advancing into my defensive? No, they are advancing past it. Okay. That's not what I wanted to see. I might have to get the 88 involved. It might be in a position... Ah, not really. Not really. Do I get these guys here involved? What are you? You are a machine gun. You are free to fire. You will be able to pin some of these guys that are in the field. Over here we have tanks and... yeah, they are moving out. They are actually moving out. Now the fun begins. The BT tanks, they are one thing. The KV tanks coming up behind them, they are a real problem. These two KV tanks in the back are the reason why I would prefer not to reveal my 88s yet. Because these two beasts can't be stopped by anything else. And if possible, I would like to have them drive into a trap, basically. Here, looks like these men are still hidden from the enemy, which is good. That's very much desired. My defensive position here is not doing too well. This machine gun is having a hard time. One of the guys is dead. That was manning it. The other one is still holding out, but he's in a very precarious position and I can't get him out of there. There's no way for me to do that. It's just that the guns will have to take care of some of the things. BT tank has been stopped in front of the positions. Looks like it has been detracked, yeah. Looks like one shell went straight into the turret. That thing has become useless. That thing is not shooting at anybody any longer. That's just sitting there now. I'll tell the guns to not target that thing any longer. Just target the enemy infantry. I also should try to get the artillery observers involved now that the fire missions have been completed. I should strive to get at the enemies that are in the open here. Let's see, I'll call it like this. Yes. Give me 10 per gun. Give me immediate action fuses. High explosive. Call it. That's battery 1. The observer for battery 2 is sitting here. He should start to get involved as well, because we have enemies now advancing into this area. Or I could get him involved. No, he can't really see those guys. Okay, I'll get him involved against this tree line here. Actually, just give me that. That's good. High explosive, 3 per gun for now. Immediate action fuses. No, do 5 per gun. Let's go. Separate the infantry from their tanks. Okay. This is, of course, a precarious position here. I have BT tanks advancing directly towards the foxholes. Now, the men have very limited anti-tank capabilities at this point in the war. Well, let's see, what do they have? Basically, they have geballte Ladung. Those are 6 hand grenades tied in a bundle together. Against a BT tank, can be enough. It can be enough to knock it out. Let's see, wait a moment longer. The visibility from inside the tanks is terrible. But let's go. Give them a warm welcome. They stopped them right in front of the trenches. That is amazing. Perfect. The second one is running. The first one is dead. The crew must be dead inside. We will see it at the end of the battle, what exactly killed this vehicle. But I actually wouldn't be surprised to see that the machine gun that opened up on it from the side tore through the armor, because they do have armor-piercing rounds, and those can do damage. Okay, the artillery is coming down as well. This attack here, this is stopped. That's not going anywhere. That's not breaking through. The one out here in the field, well, that's a different method. But the artillery is raining down on the enemy. I think they will soon have to retreat. My guns are doing their best. I have to maybe encourage a retreat here of the anti-tank rifles that are still out here. Who are you? You are infantry. Come on. Run back to here, okay? And who are you? Same here. Please run back. And you... Same here. Please run. Retreat. Get away from there. You can't do anything against the massed Soviet infantry and the mass of tanks that is out here. You can only get yourself killed. Okay, this L-shaped defense actually did what it was supposed to do. I just didn't expect so many enemies to come all the way over the right side. But my guns are doing work. It's just that we are taking losses on the guns from small arms fire. That's my problem right now. Some fire was apparently directed at this gun too, but it's okay. It's still okay. Looks like the other BT tank is once again trying to advance towards the trenches. This time successfully. There goes a grenade charge. Oh damn, it's driving over my men. It's crushing them underneath its tracks. Have anti-tank rifles here though, so as it breaks through, it's driving directly at them. This thing is soon done. But that's only one. That's still only one. Yeah, now that it's stopped, it's taking grenades. Lots of grenade explosions. Come on, hit it with the anti-tank rifles. No, don't run. This is not good, it's marauding through my defensive position. My men are very enthusiastic about throwing grenades at this thing, but jeez, it's flattening the machine gun position. This thing is doing much more damage than I thought it would be able to. And I also seem to be taking mortar fire. That's my impression. Or tank fire, one of the two. Because now the tanks are coming in. This is bad. Need to get more artillery going. Let's see, these guys here, I need to get rid of these guys in the open. They are behind my own lines and they are a big nuisance. So, one more artillery strike on them. Second artillery strike will now be directed at the advancing tanks. No immediate action. Let's put some nice craters into the ground here. My position is not great, but also not terrible. Definitely not great though. The 88's still in reserve, waiting for an enemy tank breakthrough. That's their sole job here. Once they can see the enemy tanks, it will be time to hit them. Somebody is retreating. This guy. Not you. Yeah, mortar unit. The BT tank crashing through their lines has messed with their head. Is that still the same BT tank? Is it still alive? It seems to be pretty messed up because they are disoriented. They are driving back and forth, not quite sure about what to do. Might be a decent idea to bring the anti-tank rifles further forward, although I'm then exposing them to more trouble. But getting them into this trench here might be what I need. Not while the BT tank is reversing towards the trench there. That's a bad idea, I'm not doing that. Let's see what happens. But then is this thing really still determined? Oh, that's a Gewalt Ladung on top of it. Still not enough to take it out. I need the anti-tank rifles to do their job. Hit that thing. Is it disabled? Finally? Might be... Oh, I was about to say it might be stuck, but it's not. Still driving. But driving straight into the field of fire of the anti-tank rifle. I mean, guys, you might be a bit pinned because of the machine gun rounds zipping overhead, but come on. You are not getting a much better shot than this. And it's even still able to shoot. Will you take it out already? It is really messing up my defenses, and another one is coming through. Unit destroyed. I lost this machine gun. To be honest, this looks like a retreat situation for these guys up ahead. I'm not holding this. It doesn't look like I'm holding this. I think the guys are even retreating already on their... Yeah, they are massively retreating. That's bad. Gun batteries. You are not free to fire on enemy infantry. Actually, that's a bad idea to do it like that. You are free to fire on enemy infantry, just not the guns. Guns are being now kept in reserve to engage enemy armor. Exception will be the two guns on the right here. If they are... Oh my god, did I lose a gun? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I did lose a gun. My gun is immobilized. Decrewed. God damn it. Okay, you are free to open fire at enemy infantry. Keep them away if you can. I need to get more artillery online. Hit the same area, that's actually a good one. Temper gun. Let's go. This is becoming a big problem. Did we take out the enemy tank finally? We might have. Yeah, hatches are open. This one is gone. What about the other one? Where's the other one? There were two. Let me see. No idea where the second one is. Maybe in the smoke somewhere? Not sure. Need to start retreating these guys if I still can. Let me have a look. A lot of you are already retreating. Yeah, and the ones that aren't need to be retreated right now. That's you guys. I want you to retreat here. And you, I want you to retreat back to here. Just run. There's nothing that you can achieve there. Where the hell are you retreating to? That's a bad idea. All of the units that are blinking, they are retreating. And yeah, more are retreating. They are breaking. Having enemy tanks drive up on you is not bueno. It's too much. I can't do anything else but to retreat. And I still have units up here that have no business being that far up. Get back there. This artillery stopped shooting. Time to get them into the action again. And I might hit this area here. Because these guys are flanking my guns and they are doing a pretty good job at that. Just give him the business. Yes, call it. Just to get rid of those. Artillery battery is preparing for this fire mission. I hope they stop preparing very soon, or I didn't look. Is it really 5 minutes? I hope not. That is a bit long. I'm not aborting it right now. I didn't think it was 5 minutes. This is a bit danger close. That might be just what I need. Tanks seem to be shifting right. 3 minutes something with huge dispersion. Yeah, it seems like this area might be just outside of the observer's field of view. Yeah, I didn't notice it. Call this instead. Cancel the other one. We are in a dire situation. I have a lot of men retreating and there's not much that I can do because we are out in the open. As soon as these guys retreat out into the open, they are done. So it's sometimes best to keep them in the trenches as long as possible. That way they're at least a little bit protected. But it's now definitely time to pull them back as much as I can. Retreat to this line if you can. I am inflicting losses on the enemies. That's something at least. How much ammunition do my guns have? You know what, they have plenty. I was maybe a bit too hasty in only allowing them to shoot at enemy tanks. They can still do a lot of good against enemy infantry. You're free to fire. Light them up. Battery fire. Okay, is there anything I can do with the SS company on the left? Not really. I can't send them into the open here, they would just be smashed by the tanks. I could try to shift them right. Bolster the defenses here. However, I'm not sure how much good that would do. Ideally, I need the enemy to advance past this line of defense with the tanks, so that the 88s can commence... Wait, who told you to open fire? You're shooting at somebody. Okay, make sure that you are not shooting at enemy infantry. You're free to open up. So you see a tank. You see a tank. Yes, you do see tanks up ahead. Smash them. These things are my trump card. Yes, tanks sighted, definitely. Short. This is gonna cause so many losses among my own men. Once again, short. You have to understand that the 88, it is a formidable gun. However, at this point in the war, it wasn't planned for them to be used in an anti-tank role. That's something that just... well, it was an emergency measure. They had the capability to engage tanks. There was ammunition for that. However, I don't think they had sights that were comparable to those of an anti-tanker. I think they are at this point basically aiming over open sights. That's simply not gonna work very well. The KV tanks, they are visible though. They did advance to my line of defense. You are very desperate, but you are not gonna achieve much. Yeah, they are breaking through. The KV tanks are breaking through. I should make sure that the 88s are focusing their fire on these two tanks. The second fire order didn't go through. You are free to open up if you can see that thing. Commanders killed, all kinds of retreats happening. KV tank machine gunning the anti-tank rifles. This is not good. But come on 88, you have a KV tank side on. No? Oh shame. The enemy tanks are taking apart my defenses, methodically. Yes, they lost a few vehicles, but if I can't hold them here, then I'm in big trouble. The 88s have to stop them now. By the way, when you see my infantry shooting small arms fire at the tank, that's not completely crazy. It has a purpose. They are doing it to hopefully hit the optics or vulnerable parts of the tracks maybe. But it's mostly they're trying to focus on the optics, on the vision ports, trying to blind the vehicle. It's machine gunning a machine gun position. Come on 88s, can't you see them? Are they in the low ground for you? No, it shouldn't be. I see the 88 up there in the distance on the hill. You have the tanks in the open. So once again short. Okay, yeah, looks like the tanks might be just below a small rise here in the landscape that I didn't take into account. That's bad. Tanks should be already or very soon in line of sight of the howitzers. I hope the howitzers still have anti-tank ammunition left. With a bit of luck. Shit, the KV is now shooting at the 88. Can't have that. Would you please take that thing out? Both missed. Damn it. I think that was a direct hit on the gun. If that was a direct hit on the gun, then... then I'm done. That was a direct hit. The gun is immobilized. Gunner, loader, the turrets... Oh, shit. Yep, the gun has problems. What about the other guns? Howitzers, how are you doing? Anti-tank ammunition? You do. You do have it. If these tanks keep breaking through, then the howitzers might be able to engage them. It looks like they still can't see the tanks, they are too low. But if the tanks keep coming closer, sure. Apart from that, we have enemy infantry, plenty of it. Let's call in the artillery once again. Let's bring some down here on these guys. Let's call in more artillery, but this time let's call it in on the hospital here and the tree line. You can't see that? Well, you can. But maybe. Yeah, okay, focus on that tree line over there then. Just put some rounds in, smash it. Way too many retreats, and I don't have the units to maneuver. That's what's really messing with me. I would love to have units that can actually maneuver rapidly, that can react to these tanks, maybe outflank them. Instead of that I have... Oh, that was a hit, that was a hit, that was a hit. The gun is still in action. And I think it just smashed the KV. It's not enough though. KV is still rolling. Still shooting. Still targeting the gun. I'm not sure if it actually hit the tank or not. Come on, don't let it stand still and engage you. Hit back. There you go! That round smashed the drivetrain. The track is gone. This thing is immobilized. With its last shot. With its last shot, the gun took out the tank. It stopped it. Now I have a KV sitting here in the field. That's a whole bunch of separate issues, to be honest. But still, it's a tank that's at least not going to advance, and the second one is kicking in the reverse gear. Sufficiently impressed by the immobilization of its colleague. But little miracle. Little miracles. And the enemy is offering a ceasefire. Do I take that? I still have artillery raining down all around the area. Do I take the ceasefire or do I try something really cheeky? This tank was stopped pretty much right in front of the observer here. This is more than danger close. However, it's possibly also going to be just what I need to get this thing gone. Give me 3 per gun. That should hopefully be enough of an incentive for this tank crew to seek their fortune elsewhere. But you? Who are you, by the way? And can I get you out of there? You are a telephone and cable guy. You are on your way anyway. I don't care too much about you. Where is the machine gun that I have assigned to the battery as protection? It's over there, and the second one is destroyed. Where are you? You are here. Might be good to get some units back here. SS guys, I want some of you to go and protect the artillery. It's gonna be this lot. I want you to move back here. Move in a loose formation. Then you are going to move here, and then you are going to take up defensive positions here. Because I have actually Soviet infantry infiltrating this position now. I don't like that. Where you telephone cable. I have so many men retreating everywhere, it's crazy. There seems to be another enemy tank rolling through. What kind of tank is that? That's fortunately just a BT tank. I say just. We've seen what they can do. I might be accepting the ceasefire very soon here, because this defense is gone. Now these units are being engaged by the tanks, and they can do nothing against it. I would love to smash up this tank a little bit more, because as it is right now, it can of course be repaired. And I wouldn't like that. So let's try to smash it. Let's also try to call in much more artillery, to hopefully smash more enemies. Let's see, this observer is sitting over there currently, forced out of his position. Might be able to call in artillery on this little hamlet back there. You know what, you will call incendiary on that. Burn it. Many more retreats. And this KV tank is just machine gunning everything that moves. And I have nothing that can be used against it. Nothing that can see it. I'm simply hoping that I can get some artillery on this thing here, because it too keeps engaging my men. I have more and more retreats. Damn it. This is crumbling. This position crumbled completely. But realistically speaking, there was simply no way for us to resist a mass tank assault in terrain that is mostly open. Was that the artillery? Yes, it was. Oh, lovely. By the way, where's the observer? He is retreating, so I can't use him anymore. Let's hope that these shells land on targets. Doesn't look like it, though. Yeah, they are off by 20 or 30 meters or so. And as long as that guy's retreating, I can't use him. That's a shame. This is a big shame. Ceasefire? If I call for ceasefire, what would the effect be on map possession? I am still pretty much in possession of my positions, I think. This down here in the south, this doesn't even matter because it's technically out of bounds of the battlefield. It just irks me that they will be able to repair that KV in a few hours. And it will be once again used against me. I would have loved to take it out completely. But it's not going to happen. Okay, I think before the enemy tanks keep harassing me to death, I should probably call a ceasefire. Let me just observe. Did I lose one of the artillery observers completely? I might have. Still have the incendiary strike firing right now. I'll wait for that to finish. Yeah, this is gonna burn up this area. I'll wait for that to finish and then we are accepting the ceasefire proposal. The enemy's attack failed. We stopped it at least. Yeah, there comes the incendiary. The incendiary is really going to burn this place. And not only the place, but their soldiers too. Where did he go? There was one guy on fire. There he is. Yeah, they're not having a good time. There's another one that's mimicking a Human Torch. Okay, the artillery salvo completed. Finished. My own troops a bit in disarray. Enemies everywhere. I'm out of position. We're accepting that ceasefire. Can't even... I could call him artillery, but it's no use. I think the other observer was actually killed by that tank. So yeah, the best thing that we can do right now is to simply accept the ceasefire. And then we are going to take a look at this mess. This wasn't a decisive battle, but I think both sides have suffered some serious losses here. Let's have a quick look. So the area looks like I lost a bit of area. Quite a bit of area actually. We'll see how that looks. Let's have a quick look. Casualties 127.85. Yeah, I had more casualties than they did. Huh. They had an artillery spotter that they lost. That's a good sign. I lost one too, though. Yeah. Both sides suffered losses. Let's see. I am losing control of this area here. This is what they are gaining. This area. I had control of that. Now that's gone. I'm keeping everything else though. And now let's take a look at the vehicles that were involved. Let's see what actually happened to the vehicles. So here we have an armored car. We can see that it took some hits. Let me actually enable all hits. This armored car was hit repeatedly by 7.92 caliber SMKH. I think that's the anti-tank rifle. And some of the bullets that were fired at it, of the shells, actually penetrated and did some damage. So we see here penetration into the engine. Here the gunner was apparently killed. That's good. This thing has a gunner disabled. Yeah, the gunner is gone. The lights have been shot out. A wheel has been damaged and the engine as well. So this thing isn't going to go anywhere in a hurry. Let's take a look at you. Were you shot at? You were shot at by something. You had a bundle of hand grenades thrown at you. The track was damaged, but not broken. So you are fine apart from that. There were more vehicles. Here we have one. Armored car. Hit repeatedly by 7.92. The wheel was apparently shredded by that. And the vehicle was abandoned. It is... yeah, wheel is broken and it was abandoned. What else do we have? I think there wasn't there a BT that we knocked out pretty early? Yeah, there it is. There you are. So what happened to you? Your crew is dead, that's good. But I think it happened after they bailed out. Looks like your battery was damaged and that compelled your crew to bail. Wow, their morale must have been really low, or their training. One of the rounds from the anti-tank rifles penetrated, broke the battery, and they decided to bail out. Let's see, there's a vehicle back here, an armored car. You too were shot at, maybe you retreated because of it, you are certainly damaged. Gunner commander disabled, that's good, and the wheel damaged. So only one member of the crew is still alive, the other two have been killed. We can actually see inside. Yeah, only the driver is still alive. So that's good. I did take a look at these two, didn't I? Yes, I took a look at those two. There are two more here in this field. Here we too have some penetrations from anti-tank rifles. Probably, yeah, shot at a whole lot, but only a few shots actually did something and penetrated. We have a few shots into the side up here into the periscope. Very nice. And we have one shell going into the turret, killing the loader, I believe. Yeah, the loader was killed. There's another vehicle here. What about you? You are completely intact. I don't think you suffered anything. You were shot at though. Oh. Were you the one that marauded up ahead? Or one of the two that marauded up ahead? Because I see you have a grenade bundle thrown at you. However, that unfortunately didn't do nothing to it. Hand grenades. Plenty of hand grenades and bullets, but nothing that really did anything. We have another example here. This armored car was shot at a lot. 7.92 millimeter. But no significant damage was done? No, there was something done to it. The driver is dead. The gunner is still inside, but the driver has been killed. And now we come to the enemy vehicles that were really up here. That really fought this bloody battle. Jesus, so many losses on my side. I would say that one platoon of infantry on my side has been really messed up. Or one company even. But look at this vehicle. This was shot at so much. So much. Let's have a look. Yeah, the hits that actually penetrated the armor. We see one penetration here that damaged the ammunition and the engine. Driver, gunner both killed, lights, ammunition, radio damaged. Also the track, the gun, the turret, the recuperator for the gun, the engine, the fuel tanks. This thing was messed up. We see an 88 actually took a hit, took a shot at this and hit it into the turret. Yeah, no wonder so much is broken. We have a ricochet here on the side of the turret. What was that? 5 centimeter mortar ricochet. Nice. But 88 hit straight into the turret, knocking it out, killing everything inside. Where else do we have enemy vehicles? Here. This prime example of a really... You caused so many problems. Look how much this thing was shot. Look, it had grenades thrown at it, plenty of those. Plenty of those that detonated on top of the turret, doing nothing, grenade bundles. 6 times M24. Those are basically grenade bundles, did nothing. Plenty of those. But still the vehicle is gone, the crew is dead, and ammunition, gun, turret, everything gone. Eventually it was killed by anti-tank rifles. We had another, I think, here in front of our trenches. Yes, we did. The one that drove up to our trenches and was then lit up like a Christmas tree by the machine gun from the side. That machine gun hit it a lot, but I don't think it penetrated too much. Let's have a look. What actually killed you? From the front, armor-piercing rounds hit the sides, and we have one armor-piercing round that penetrated the frontal plate actually, or stuck in the armor plate, and the spalling killed the driver, damaged the engine. More shells or more bullets entered through the thin armor here, killed the gunner, disabled the turret. Good job. Very lucky. But at this short range, armor-piercing bullets will do. They will go through that armor. Another vehicle back here. That must be a KV. Yes. The unharmed KV. Were you hit at all? You were hit by a whole bunch of bullets. You had a grenade bundle thrown on top of your turret. But that was basically it. Other than that, you are completely fine. You are intact. You are good to go. Which is very unfortunate for myself. Now we take a look at the second KV, which just fired another round. And we see here that it received plenty of hits. It received even a hit from one of the howitzers. Did the howitzer hit actually take off the track? Looks like it. I think the howitzer... No, it must have been the 88. I don't see any hits registered from the 88. Sometimes hits are not properly shown, especially when they penetrate through the armor, and then basically the hit vector is shown somewhere inside of the vehicle. But I don't see any 88 hits on this tank, which is unfortunate. I wanted to take a look at that. However, the tank is immobilized, we can tell that much. The track is broken. The battery is damaged, that's also something that needs to be repaired. It will be repaired in 12 man hours. And since all the crew is still alive, that means this thing is good to go in 3 hours. Shit. Let's take a look at my own gun. Oh yeah, this thing is gone. Most of the crew is dead, only 2 guys alive. Gun mechanic, the recuperator, everything broken or damaged, and the wheel broken, but the wheel doesn't matter too much. 14 man hours to repair this thing, if it can be repaired at all. I don't think it can, it is listed as destroyed. So we are not getting this thing back. Direct hit from a shrapnel round on the gun shield. Another hit from an armor-piercing round. Damn it. If only you would have been set up in your damn position. Don't know why that didn't happen. You would have survived. I think at this point there's only one more enemy vehicle, then we are done here. Oh my god, what happened to you? You got all kinds of punishment. But what actually happened to you? Not much. I think you are still alright. Yeah, completely intact. Received 46 hits, but it's fine. By the way, how many hits did the KV tank receive? 17. It's very unfortunate that we didn't get to completely kill that thing. But yeah, that's it. Let's go to the operational map and see the result of this battle. I don't think I will like it very much, and I will have to think about how to deal with that. That's a lot of enemy tanks. Oh, by the way, this gun down here of mine, this one, broken actually. Gunner, commander, loader are disabled. Yeah, only one guy is left on the gun. He's not doing too much anymore. The howitzers. I thought maybe I should have positioned them further forward. I don't know. They are not very good against tanks. They really aren't. They were not meant to do this. I didn't expect so many enemy tanks. Not at all. This armored attack caught me by surprise. It's a lesson. It's certainly a lesson. Okay, off to the operations map. Battle group routed. Damn it, that's bad. That means... oh, that's bad. So the SS unit that was here was actually routed. They will reform later somewhere behind. But for now they are gone, and that's especially bad because the these guys here, this company of men, they have been hit very hard, and on their own they won't be able to hold this. I don't think so. It will be very difficult. Artillery regiment. Machine gun is gone. Okay, one man was reassigned to the howitzer that was in that was only crewed by one man. Now there are two men on that howitzer. Enough to at least fire it, keep it shooting. But I think that was this turn. This battle up here is not happening, this attack. Okay, this is just the attack already happened. That's just staying on the map like this. So this turn did not go well for me, not at all. I did not gain the ground where I wanted to gain it, and in fact I lost ground. And the enemy are coming at me with plenty of tanks that I somehow need to stop. I need to bring the anti-tank guns to the south. But where to put them? That's the problem. I'm running out of space. I'm being pressed too hard here. Well, we'll see. Somehow I'll deal with this problem, I'm sure. For now, I want to thank you very much for watching today's episode. And let me know in the comments if you would have done anything differently. What I'm having issues with is somehow I don't have forces that are mobile enough to react to what we have just seen here, especially not to such a large tank push. I don't have forces that have the firepower to stand up to that, and I don't have forces that are mobile enough to exploit it. To get in behind the enemy, for example. Not sure how I will deal with this. I might just have to try to grind the enemy down a bit, but let me know what you think. For now, once again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I hope you're looking forward to the next one. Until then, have some really great days and goodbye.